Hey you guys, thanks for being here today. I'm actually going to be walking you through how to make a really cute, simple shaker card today. Shakers are kind of all the rage right now, and I think a lot of people are intimidated by them, but there's no need, because today I'm going to walk you through how to create it, specifically how to make this card and where it comes from, and hopefully you'll pick up a couple of tips so that you can go and create your own shaker cards. Now, this card specifically comes from the Close to My Heart Craft with Heart program. This is a card subscription program. You can go to my website. There will be a link in the description below when this is done. And just click on the subscription link. We have a scrapbook one and we also have a card making one. When you get the card making one, this is how it's actually shipped to you in this awesome box. And it is packed with tons of things for you to be able to create the cards included for under $2 each when you get the annual subscription. So you guys, this is so much less expensive than anything you would get at the store. So let me walk through really quickly what you get. You're gonna get a full color instruction guide. It shows you every single card that you get to make. Everything you need is included in the kit, and you are gonna have enough to make 2 of every single card. On the inside, it's gonna spell out, here's card 1, here's what it looks like, and here's any tips you need to know to assemble it. Card 1 all the way through card 12. So very, very cool. And this does include 3 different shakers, and if you've never made a shaker card, there are some assembly tips at the top as well. So this is a cool thing to have, even just for ideas, for you to have different patterns for later. So I've already started creating a lot of these cards. You can do them exactly like the design, or you can change them up a little bit. Some of these are still in progress, so I've got to finish assembling them. But you guys, it feels really good to have such cute cards ready to go that don't cost you very much money while you are able to craft, and that's really enjoyable. So you're gonna get all of these different cards. You get this really cute little printable that you can frame, have it as home decor, put it in a scrapbook, cut it down, put it as a card front with a little note from our CEO and founder, which is awesome. So also included in this is envelopes to go with your cards. These are colored ones, and know that everything I'm showing you here, you can't buy separately. This is the only place to get it, including this card stamp set. So this card making stamp set comes with Craft with Heart. It's not in our regular product line, so if you like this, this is the only place to get it, but it's great because it has tons of different sayings that you can use for a lot of different things. It also comes with a really cute mini stamp pad if you don't have a full-size one. So really, if you don't have anything, you can purchase this kit and have basically all the tools that you need besides some adhesive. You're gonna get a little mini block that you're gonna peel and stick your words from the card sentiments, stick it on here, ink it up, and that's how you create with that. So that is also included. You're gonna get a full pack of sequins because, like I said, there are 3 shaker cards that come with it, and you're gonna need those sequins to make the shake, which is really fun. And then you also get a package of shaker window with the foam and acetate, and this is what we're gonna focus on today. So you've got the outline sticky, and you have this acetate shape, and when you put these on top of each other, it gives you a little pocket to put your sequins in. So all of this comes in this card kit, and this is where the card comes from today that I'm going to be walking you through. Okay, so let me set this aside. And this is the card that comes in this kit that I'm going to show you how to make today. Now, a lot of people are, I think, kind of overwhelmed about or just don't know how to make a shaker card. So I want to just give you some tips to make this really, really easy. This is a fun thing. It makes it look like you are just like ultra crafty, just because there's movement and shaking in this card. Okay, so first let me just show you that when you get your card kit, the one I just showed you comes with your bases that are already pre-printed, ready to go. They're even scored, so all you have to do is fold them. And the front base of it is already decorated, so that part's really easy. Then you get sheets of die cuts that are all labeled. Like this one says card 1, and in the sample, this showed that this was card 1. And then you've got all of these little pieces that you can punch out. These are all laser cut. I mean, you guys can see that this is just like falling off the sheet and ready for me to start using these. So you've got even all the accent pieces for that. So that makes that really easy and really nice, okay? So let's go ahead and get started on how to do this. First of all, we are gonna go ahead and take, actually let me go grab the rest of my foam acetate and my sequins, because we are going to use these later. I put them away, but I need them, okay? So we're gonna take one of these. You're gonna take one of the shapes and one of these acetate squares, okay? Now, this is really unique because we only need the outside shape because the inside is where it's empty and that's where our sequins go. But Close to My Heart has done a really good job at not wasting any space here, because even though we're only going to use the outside edge rather than leave this empty, they have given us a bunch of foam squares in the center that you can use for other things. So that is really, really cool. So the first thing I'm going to have you do is, if you have a little piercing tool, grab that. Otherwise, if you have a pair of like micro tip scissors, Close to My Heart has some really great ones that nothing sticks to. Then go ahead and pull those out. And what we're going to do is we're just going to place this underneath and separate this paper backing, okay? So you can start this from anywhere. Just slide this underneath, and we're just going to remove the paper backing from that outside. This is all paper, because obviously they couldn't pack this with that already off, because things in the box would stick to it. So now this is not exposed. The foam tape is already covered up, but the outside is now sticky. Okay, this you can throw away. That's just a scrap piece, okay? So you're gonna lift up that paper shape, and you're gonna have the sticky shape beneath it, okay? The next thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna take this coordinating acetate sheet, and it's designed in that same shape. Now, this is a tip you might not realize, but this actually has on one side a film just to protect it from not scratching during transit. So you need to remove that. Now, if you try to just sit and kind of pick at it, and it's hard to see just by looking at it which side that is, so I'm going to give you a really good tip. That is, just take a piece of washi tape. Okay, so I've got a piece of washi tape here, and if you'll just press it on one side and kind of snag the edge and peel it, it will peel that piece off. Do you see that? Now, if I had put this on the other side and pressed on it, snag the edge and lift it, it wouldn't do anything, because that's how I would know that this isn't the side that's got that. So that makes it really easy. Press it here, snag the edge, and peel it back, and that's going to help you peel off that backing sheet. So this is a really quick tip. Just grab some washi tape. If you're assembling these, just hang on to that same sheet of washi tape, okay? And then now we have this clear star, and it's got that film, the protective film, removed, okay? So now we're gonna go ahead and just place this right on top of that star shape. And we're going to line it up as evenly as we possibly can. Don't worry about perfection, you guys. That's kind of overrated. Just do your best to get it as even as you can. And then you are going to just press along the outside edges, okay? So that the acetate sheet is now stuck to that outside edge, okay? And then what we're gonna do is we are going to hang onto that clear sheet plus the sticky sheet that we just had before, and we are going to peel this away from the paper backing. And in the process of doing that, leave the foam squares attached to that sheet. So kind of just go around carefully, peel this off, and then save this sheet underneath it, because like I said, you're gonna have all of these foam squares that you can use for a different project later, okay? This we don't need, but rather than throw this piece away, Close to My Heart gave you all these extra foam squares. So this might limit how much more foam squares you have to purchase in the future. So now we have our carrier sheet, okay? Ready to go. We've placed this on top of that exposed sticky shape, okay? So the next thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna set that aside, and be careful not to put too many fingerprints on it, because that will have your fingerprints on it. We're gonna take the card base. Now, these ones are pre-done from Close to My Heart, but if you were just using this for any other purpose, you would decorate whatever you want showing through. So for this card, we are actually going to, let me get I've got my little stamp. I've pulled a stamp from the stamp set that came with it, and I'm also gonna grab my block, okay? So I am going to go ahead and pick up this phrase that says Joy to the World, and you can see from my card that Joy to the World is what I stamped underneath, and we're just gonna stamp this right in the center. I do have my full-size stamp pad, but if you don't have one, remember, you've got the little 1-inch mini that comes in your kit. So I'm gonna pull this out, and I am going to ink this up. And this is when it's so great that it's clear, because I can see exactly where I want to put this. I think I want this at a little bit of an angle, so I'm gonna place that right there. Press it straight down, lift it straight up, and you're good to go. So I've got the background already done and stamped, so make sure you decorate it first. The next thing I'm going to have you do is grab an anti-static pouch. So this is something Close to My Heart also sells, and it's important when we're working with sequins or something in the middle because those kind of things tend to attract static, and we want to remove as much of that as possible. So I'm just going to rub this anti-static pouch over the front of my card, and that will help that, okay? That's another thing that Close to My Heart has that you can purchase, and it's wonderful for heat embossing when you have like powder that wants to stick to things or when you're using glitter. This makes it really nice, but it's also really important. So rub the whole surface with that. And then I'm gonna go ahead and add my sequins now. I need to do that before I add this backing. So I'm gonna take this, and you just need a pinch. In fact, here's another little tip for you. You know when you buy your teaspoons, like the set of them that come on a ring, this is like a 1/8 size teaspoon, and I don't use this a ton. I actually have multiples, but I just grabbed one of them, and you're just going to use a scant 1/8 of a teaspoon. It's basically like just putting a pinch on there, and place this in the center. If we put a ton in here, there wouldn't be movement, and you want this to move. So place that in the center, and then the next thing that you want to do is try to get these in a pretty even line. You don't want a big stack of them, because what will happen is if I don't separate these, sorry, I've got a little sticky on the tip of this. If you don't separate these, then when I go to add this on top, if there's a stack on top of each other, it won't move. You'll have this thing that's just stuck, this pile of sequins that's stuck. So that's the first thing, is just kind of go through and make sure that they are all pretty separated from each other, and that you don't have them also too close to that outside edge where we're going to be placing this top sheet. Okay, so once we've added that little scant, about 1/8 of a teaspoon, we are now ready to place our shaker on top. So turn it over so the sticky side's down, and then you can see that this is going to go right here. Okay, so line it up the best that you can. There we go. And then you're just going to press down on all of these edges to seal that closed, okay? And then we've got the base of our shaker already done. Isn't that so cute? You guys, these are so easy to do, okay? Now, we could leave it like that, but what's great about Close to My Heart is that when you look at the die cut sheet with this, rather than be able to have that foam tape exposed, they have actually given you, included in this card kit, as one of the die cut shapes, an exterior shape that we can add some adhesive on and place here. And that's gonna kind of cover up that white so that you don't see the foam. So go ahead and grab an adhesive of choice. I really like this Tombow multi-glue. You can see I use this a ton. It's kind of messy. But what I love about this is it has a really fine tip. It's like using, remember your kid days from school, this one's getting low, where you used Elmer's glue and you squeezed it out and then put glitter on it and, you know, let it dry, and it was super cute. It's kind of that same idea, but it's a smaller tip, and it's a safe adhesive to use in your crafting and your scrapbooking. You don't need a lot of this, so you don't want to squeeze like that whole line like you would when you were in kindergarten. Just put a little bit on here because it will hold really nicely, and it's strong enough that it'll even hold to that shiny, clear acetate, okay? So once you have your adhesive, then we are just going to line this the best that we can, try to cover up the white design that is on that card, also the best that you can. And again, don't worry about things being perfect. I think sometimes that's just overrated and people feel like everything they do has to be perfect. It doesn't. Just do your very best. And then the great thing about this is that this adhesive is very forgiving, so you can kind of place it and wiggle it, and it doesn't have a strong adherence right away, which you want as you're trying to place that, okay? So now that is covered, and we have this really cute top. And then from here, to finish off the card, all we've got to do is add these other little shapes that Close to My Heart included in the kit. So to do that, I'm going to add some glue dots, okay? So I'm gonna put the sample next to it so that you can see what I'm doing. And I'm just gonna add a little glue dot on here. And again, you can place this wherever you want, but I'll just go ahead and place it here. That's on one of them. We're gonna pop out the other little die cut on this one. We're gonna add another little glue dot. And we're gonna place this here as well. And then you've got all these little extra stars. And I won't take the time to do all the little extra stars, but can you see how quick and easy that came together? This ends up being a really beautiful card. It's a shaker card and it's got accents to it. Everything's really just done for you. And again, when you get this annual subscription, these cards end up being less than $2. And you guys know as well as I do, if you go to the store to buy a card, you end up spending $3.99 to $4.99, depending on where you live. So this part is super, super cool. Now, this is just one of the shakers that comes in that card kit, but let me just show you this. You can go to my website. Again, the link will be in the description below. And this is the Close to My Heart catalog that's currently available through August of 2021. If you turn to page 58 and 59, you can view this online on my website as a digital format, or you can get a free copy through the end of the year or purchase one after that, which is cool. So you can see that you can actually buy die cut or thin cut, we call them thin cuts, die cut shapes of these exact same things. So like here's the star shaker. It's hard to see because it's white and clear. The window foam and acetate, you can buy a package of more of those, but you can also buy die cuts that will give you the base and then that outline piece so that you can make these in whatever color you want. We also have them in a heart shape with heart foam and acetate. We have circle, which is the one I would recommend getting first if you haven't done this before, and acetate. Then we've got this rectangle shape and then also a square shape, and each of those has the coordinating acetate and foam squares, which is really, really cool. So again, I will put the description of some of these products in the description below, but I hope you've learned a little bit about how to make really, really cute shaker cards and a couple tips to make that even easier than ever before. Thanks for watching.